morning, vets. How you guys doing today? So there will be a Saturday roll call live tonight at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I just wanted to make sure I get that out of the way first. Okay, let's talk about HUD VASH, some of the questions that are left behind about HUD VASH, and how potentially this could help a lot of veterans, all right? So there was an announcement made on Thursday. I talked about it briefly on Saturday. I put a short out about what I mentioned on Saturday regarding the VA no longer using your service-connected disability income to determine eligibility for VA HUD VASH. Now, depending on the state that you're in, because each state is different, every location is not the same. Someone who's eligible in San Francisco may not have the same qualifications in Louisiana. Same with Florida, you may be eligible, it may be different in Kentucky. So never think that what one veteran has and what they're explaining in one situation with HUD VASH applies universal. It does not. It does not. Each city and state has their own rules when it comes to basically Section 8, because HUD VASH is just Section 8, and it's the Department of Veterans Affairs version of Section 8. Okay, not using your VA income opens up the doors for a lot more veterans to be eligible for HUD VASH. It really does, because there are a lot of veterans out there whose sole income is only VA, or whose sole income is only VA and Social Security. And on average, Social Security right now is about $1,700 a month. So you definitely will be eligible as a single individual, for sure as a family, okay? Now, the front of the line are gonna be people who are homeless, currently homeless, about to be homeless, they got eviction notices, all of that. They're gonna be front of the line, and it's gonna depend if there are open spots as well. You may be put on a waiting list where it might be 2, 3, 4 years before they actually get to you. But is it worth the wait? Hell yeah. Because if you qualify, right? And let's say you're living in LA and you qualify and you find a place that's $2,000 a month. Well, at a $2,000 a month, you're only responsible for up to, and I repeat, up to 30%. So you will only be paying $600 of that $2,000. The government will pay the rest. It works the same way with your utilities. Now, I'm not saying for people to go out there to try to cheat the system. I'm just explaining to you how the system works. And it works abroad for U.S. territories only. I want to make sure I get that out there, because I don't want people, well, man, I can go to the DR and be on HUD VASH. No, I did not say that. I said U.S. territories only. Okay, meaning places like Guam, Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, what's the other one? Northern Mariana Islands, places like that. U.S. territories, the mainland and U.S. territories. Please don't get in the comment section, oh, I can go to Thailand and be on. I never said that. I said U.S. territories and the mainlands of the U.S. Sorry for repeating myself, but we're on medication. Some of us got hearing aids, and sometimes we hear things that were never said. So that's why I repeated myself several times so people can hear precisely what I said. All right. Now, how can you get in contact with someone regarding VA HUD VASH? Very simple. You can call the Compton Pen office where you're located, whatever your closest Compton Pen. You can call the 800 number. They'll be able to transfer you. Most of the time, they're going to want you to come to a local office, put in an application to see if you qualify. Now, for my veterans who are abroad, all right, if you are abroad, and again, I'm not trying to tell you to cheat. I'm not trying to tell you to lie. I'm just giving you factual information, all right? For my veterans who are abroad, and you do not have an address, your own place, all right? Even though you may have a place where you are in whatever country you're in, if you don't have your own place and you go back to the U.S. right now, you are considered homeless. You would be moved to the front of the line. I want to repeat myself, okay? I'm not telling you to cheat. I'm not telling you to lie. I'm not telling you to go out and make up something. All I'm simply saying to you is, if you no longer have a place in the U.S., you go apply through HUD VASH. You will be moved to the front of the line because technically you are homeless. You do not have a home in the U.S. You may be staying in a hotel. You may be staying with a relative or whoever, but you're technically homeless. So they're going to move you to the front of the line as long as you don't have an address or a place already in the States. If you already have a place in the States, you're not going to be considered homeless. For example, you have a house, right, that you can go to, but you still trying to apply for HUD VASH. There's no point of lying. It's not like they're not going to look it up and see it or know. So just be honest about it. If you're honest, you can't get caught in the lie. That's the best way to be, right? Just tell the truth when you're doing stuff. You can't get caught in the lie. Now, there are going to be some of you guys who are going to want to do this, and you're still not going to be eligible based upon income, all right? And the location. So every location is different. What may be good in Texas or may not work in Texas may work in San Francisco because of cost of living. Same with New York. What may be working in Chicago may not work in Manhattan. So depends on location. All right. But there are some of you veterans who are high income earners, even without VA income. You're still getting another 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever a month, even without your VA income. So the likelihood of you qualifying is pretty low. Let me give you an example because somebody gonna want to ask, well, what's an example of that? Let's say you are a retiree and you're receiving Social Security. Retirees' income ranges anywhere from like $1,600 to like $2,600 a month. So say you're getting $2,000 from retirement and you're getting another $2,000 from Social Security. The likelihood you qualify for HUD VASH, even with that income, without counting your VA income, probably not going to be that high. I'm just being honest with you. Probably not going to be that high. For people who retire from a government job and you retire from the military and you on Social Security, you might be getting $7,500 even without your VA income. The likelihood you qualify in those scenarios are highly unlikely. Highly unlikely, just being honest. But for a lot of vets out there, you know, some have Social Security with their VA, some have retirement with their VA, some just have VA only. In those scenarios, you got a pretty good chance of qualifying in most places with that income. But again, each city and state is different. Cost of living in each city and state is different. Even abroad, cost of living is different. What you may be eligible for in one place, you may not be eligible for in another. All right. So when people ask, well, can I apply in more than one place? Sure you can. There's nothing stopping you from applying. Say if you living or you're trying to live in Atlanta, but then you applied in Texas and there's a spot open in Dallas and they're offering it to you. If you want to take that, sure, take it. But again, the number one thing about these programs, guys, and me giving information is I stress, be honest. Be honest. Don't try to hide income just because you're trying to scam or get over. Don't lie to these people and tell them, you know, oh, I'm only getting this and you have this other income coming in, because they're going to find out. And then the one that's going to be in trouble is you. And then you're going to want to blame everybody else except you for not being honest. So just be honest. The number one thing, be honest about this stuff, guys. OK, don't lie to people. Just be honest. You're not going to qualify for everything. You're not going to get every government program that's out there you're going to be eligible for. Don't take somebody else's spot who really needs it and you really can afford your own place. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm trying to help the masses, but I'm not trying to help people cheat. Okay? Big difference. If you're getting ready to be evicted, take all your paperwork with you to show they're getting ready to foreclose, they're getting ready to kick you out of your apartment, whatever the case may be. If you're already homeless, you're living in a shelter, you're living in your car, you're living in whatever, right? You're going to get first dibs. They're going to want to try to get you off the street immediately, all right? If there's eligible spots open. Also, guys, sometimes if there's not a spot open through HUD VASH, they may tell you to go ahead and go to Section 8, or there might be a state program that they can put you in until that spot becomes open, right? So there's more than one way that these programs work and what may be offered, which is why your social worker is a great resource for you guys in the states and U.S. territories. Having a social worker, and everybody has one, everybody. When you go to the VA, you may have never talked to your social worker or done anything needing a social worker, but everyone has a social worker assigned to them if you're enrolled at the Department of Veterans Affairs. Regardless of who you are, regardless of your income, regardless of whatever, you have a social worker, all right? But okay, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching as always. And until the next time, guys, I'm out of here. Peace.